All right, thanks so much, everybody. Thank you for being here. I want to really just shout out all of the hard-working men and women that are here in the town of Cheektowaga every day doing this work that this funding will go to pay for. Checking the water lines here in the great town of Cheektowaga every day to make sure that these lines are not lead lined, and those that are, we're getting after. I want to thank the Erie County Water Authority Chairman Jerry Shadd for his leadership and for being here, along with my colleagues in government, Deputy County Executive Lisa Shamera, Erie County Legislative Chairman Timmy Myers, Cheektowaga Supervisor Brian Nowak, and Cheektowaga Council Member Monica Elderkin. If you take a look around, you see these homes on Crisfield are emblematic of the housing that you'll find throughout the region's first ring suburbs. Most are built in the 1950s or even earlier, in an era where asbestos was a common building material, and when we put lead into gasoline, pipes, and paint. But since then, science has caught up with the reality of what people didn't know at that time. We now understand that asbestos leads to deadly diseases like mesothelioma, and no amount of lead exposure is safe for children or anybody for that matter. So we took the lead out of gasoline, we stopped selling lead paint, and new pipes don't use materials that leach into the water. But across this country and across our county, millions of homes are still connected to water mains by lead pipes laid generations ago, and behind us, the Erie County Water Authority is using equipment right now to find them service line by service line. Knowing where the lead lines are is only half the job. We also need the funding in place to take them out, which is why I'm proud to announce that I've been able to secure $960,000 in federal funding to go toward exactly that, replacing these lead lines at no cost to the residents of Cheektowaga or Erie County. Earlier this year, I secured $1.6 million for the Erie County Water Authority's Get the Lead Out work, and over $1 million in federal funding for the City of Buffalo's Replacing Our Lead Lines program. With today's investment, that's over $3.6 million that we put toward getting lead out of Western New York's water this year alone, and we're just getting started. This is work that must happen. It must happen for the good of our community, for the health of our children, and the well-being of generations to come here in Western New York and throughout our state and country. And recognizing the need is one thing, addressing it is another. I'm really proud to stand with not only the leadership of the Erie County Water Authority, but the town of Cheektowaga and Erie County, but also the working men and women that are doing the job, that are going house to house, that are checking these lines to make sure that they're safe for fresh, clean drinking water. We sit on the precipice of the largest fresh water in the entire world. 40% of all the fresh water in the world is in our Great Lakes. There is no reason in the world for any of that water to flow through lead lines. It is a generations old mistake that this generation is working to fix, and we're doing it as expeditiously as possible. So this money is going to allow the Water Authority to continue the Get the Lead Out campaign, and brings us one step closer to a simple guarantee. When you turn on the tap, the water that comes out is safe for you and your children and others to drink. So I'm thrilled to help deliver this funding and committed to working alongside the Water Authority and our local partners until that's true for every single home in Western New York. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to the Chairman of the Water Authority, Jerry Shadd. Jerry? Chairman?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Kennedy. On behalf of my fellow commissioners, Michelle Iannello and Peggy Goodree, we appreciate you including us in this announcement today, which is important to public health and safety of our water supply. Across the country, public water systems are working to meet a federal requirement to replace all lead service lines by the end of 2037. Here in Erie County, at the Erie County Water Authority, we're not waiting. We have committed to the completing all of our lead service line replacements by the end of 2027, a full decade ahead of this schedule. It's an ambitious goal, but one which we are well positioned to achieve in the second year of our 3-year program to get the lead out initiative. Lead service lines were installed in older parts of our community like Cheektowaga over 80 years ago, as Congressman Kennedy noted, long before people understood the serious health risks they presented. Today, we recognize those health risks to children and infants. Removing the lines is not just a regulatory requirement, but a public health safety one. Through June 2026 this year, the Get the Lead Out program at Erie County Water Authority has completed service line investigations at more than 11,500 homes. We've identified over 2,000 lead service lines, completed more than 1,100 lead service line replacements, and significantly reduced the number of unknown service lines in our inventory. This work has the authority well positioned to complete our program by the end of 2027. A vital part of this is our kind of partnership with our customers. Many residents have taken advantage of our at-home material test and our online reporting tool on our website. This public participation has helped us identify hundreds of unknown service line materials and quickly and more efficiently allowed us to direct resources right to where they're most needed. That's where elected officials like Supervisor Nowak and others here can come into play, helping us make sure the residents of Cheektowaga and all those in our service area are aware of this important critical work. Throughout this year, we'll continue inspections across our service area. As you see around me with the work in the trucks, it's being carried out by our field crews and our contractors across all of Erie County. The Get the Lead Out initiative was implemented proactively and aggressively, not just to comply with the regulations, but as part of our broader mission to provide safe, high-quality drinking water through a reliable infrastructure. We're committed to getting this work done the right way, and that's why the financial assistance that Congressman Kennedy is providing and announcing today is so critical to these efforts. On behalf of the Erie County Water Authority, our mission is to provide our customers with a plentiful supply of safe, high-quality, and affordable drinking water through a reliable infrastructure. We appreciate Congressman Kennedy's financial support that will help our hard-working crews replace the lead service lines as part of our Get Out the Lead initiative. The Congressman's been a great partner in these efforts to meet the federal mandate, to enhance public safety, and we're grateful for his leadership and recognizing the critical importance of this work. I want to thank him again. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you very much, Chairman Shad. Next, I'd like to invite up the Deputy County Executive, Lisa Shamera, who has been a champion for the people in our community, especially vocal on this issue of addressing lead water lines and replacing them with lines that are safe for drinking. Deputy County Executive.
Good morning, everyone. I first would like to thank Congressman Kennedy. You know, we are so fortunate to have him represent us each and every day in Washington. The fight is hard, but the fight is critically important. Investment in these kinds of initiatives, it's not just an investment in our infrastructure. It's an investment in our children and really the public safety of everyone. As a teacher, I just want to talk a little bit about the dangers of lead. And let me be clear, the dangers of lead are not seen, they're not tasted in drinking water, they're a silent public health threat. When children are exposed to lead under the age of 6 years of age, they actually ingest it easier, and it has a direct impact on brain development. It causes learning disabilities and lifelong struggles. And as a student, as a teacher of students with disabilities, I understood the impact and the struggles that these children faced each and every day. The impact of lead on mothers who are carrying a child are so dangerous and cause early birth and long-term developmental disabilities. But not only that, it affects all of us. High blood pressure, and oftentimes things that we do not necessarily know. Heart disease, reproductive issues. So this is a great investment in infrastructure, but it's also an investment in public health. So I want to thank Congressman Kennedy for your fight, representing us each and every day in Washington, and I want to thank him for protecting our children and all of us in Erie County. Thank you, Congressman.
Thank you very much to the Deputy County Executive, Lisa Schmera. Next, I'd like to bring up another champion of the people of this great town. We've worked together for many years. Currently, his role as supervisor, Brian Nowak, but even before that, in his role as a member of the Cheektowaga Council. We've been dealing with issues related to water, fresh water here, and other environmental issues, and he has been, once again, a great leading voice here in the town, which is why we stand here today on Chrisfield. Supervisor?
Congressman. Good morning, everybody. The story of this neighborhood and of town of Cheektowaga is the story of first-rank suburbs, where the infrastructure, generally speaking, is aging. I want to thank the Congressman and the Water Authority for working together to make improvements in my town. You can go to the Water Authority's website. You can see the tracker of the inspections home by home. It's a pretty cool thing to see which lines are copper, which ones they haven't quite identified yet. So they're working hard on that. But it goes beyond the water lines and lead. It gets into the gas lines that are underground that are rotting. It gets into the storm sewers that are crumbling. It gets into the electrical lines that are up there. We have an aging electrical grid in these first-ring suburbs, and that requires significant investment. A lot of the things I would have mentioned have been said by other folks, but we're going to need to generate revenue to do these things. So when we're looking through improving the housing stock and the infrastructure in first-ring suburbs, we should consider raising the capital gains tax at the federal level on the wealthiest folks, and consider wealth taxes, and consider raising upper income tax brackets to generate the revenue we need to address the electrical grid, to address the gas system, to address the storm sewers and the sanitary sewer systems, and especially lead in the water lines. I really appreciate everything the Congressman has done to bring money to this area to help us cover those costs, but at the federal level, that money has to be generated somehow. We should be taxing the wealthiest folks to get that revenue. Thank you much.
Thank you, Supervisor. With that,